All right, it is that time. How is everybody doing tonight? And last check, you can hear me, you can see me. We're all good. Because once I go into presenter mode, I can't see really anything. So wait for that final okay. Boom, all right. Very good. All right, guys, welcome to week 4. Awesome for making it this far. My name is Marty Orfice, and tonight I'm going to show you how I help my son, who is diagnosed with autism, heal and reach his full potential using nutrition and supplementation. Now, we've talked about it a few times, but full potential is different for everyone. So our goal for here is to help our children thrive. So before we go in, let's go through a little housekeeping. Calls will be recorded. Have you guys had a chance to get into the members area yet? I saw a few of you get in there. But anyway, tomorrow we'll be uploading the recording, also the audio, and any products that I discuss. It is a work in progress. It is just something that we're looking to put together as a resource for you. So we are continuing to add to it like just about every day, actually, including a lot of the research and the studies, the things that, where I'm pulling information from so we can put it in there. So as always, get a notebook, go to a quiet place, put your phone away, get those browsers closed down, and commit at least 1 hour to go all in with me. And you may get one of those nuggets that changes your child's life forever. Questions, as you get them, put them into the chat bar. And what I'll do is I'll stick around at the end, answer them for you, and we'll go from there. I'm going to give you information and steps, then it's up to you to implement. And when we're talking about this stuff, especially tonight, it's good to understand that the idea here isn't to be perfect. Perfection isn't possible. We're here to do our best, to make the best choices we can for our children. And once we understand that our choices do make a huge difference, then it's much, much easier to make better choices. So I'm human, I make mistakes. And with the stuff tonight, you realize that perfection is an absolute impossibility, totally. The toxins and the issues with our environment are all around us to a point where there's really no escape. And we've talked about, pesticides being in our rain and everything else. Tonight, it gets even more in depth. So that said, let's look at tonight's content with the frame that we can control and remove 90% of the toxins in our food and environment that cause problems for our kids. And the point here tonight isn't just to learn a bunch and walk away smarter with a bigger brain. The idea here is to give you the tools required to make better decisions and help heal your child. So my goal for this training, well, I have a few goals. Number one is to show you the hidden toxins that are in our food and our environment that hurt our children. Number two, we're going to be giving you strategies for eating out, dealing with family. What do you do in fast food situations, picnics, things like that. And I want to give you the confidence to read labels and understand what's happening in the body with the ingredients on those labels. So I really want you guys to have the knowledge and confidence to handle any situation that's thrown at you and be able to adapt. It's really easy for me to say, oh, buy this toothpaste or, do something. It's just that we live in this really fluid environment where some companies are around today, they're not around tomorrow. Chemicals are constantly changing the things that are being used. So it's empowering you with the skills, strategies, and frameworks so that you can make your own informed decisions, not just following a checklist. So some of the information when I was going through this and just compiling and putting it together candidly disgusted me. And that said, it's important for me to show you what to look for when you're out and about. So also, guys, I am looking for testimonials, wins, success stories. Have you guys done your homework? Have you bought the supplements? Have you started the eating plans? Have you done any of that? And I expect to see yes, 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 all the way around. We had to talk about commitment before. And the more committed you are to this, the better results you're going to see. Before we get started, I'm not a doctor. Don't pretend to be one. I'm a father. I do a ton of research, do experiments, and I've had unbelievable results. So everything expressed here is my opinion and not to be, to be looked at as medical advice by any stretch of the imagination. So do your own research. So last week was pretty amazing, wasn't it? We covered a ton, got super practical. We learned specifically how to implement the 2R eating and supplementation plan. We learned what supplements to take and when to take them. And we learned that just because something is marketed as a health food or gluten-free doesn't mean it's at all healthy. Sometimes it's just the opposite. We learned about the concept of bookends in our day and how to take the guesswork out of 2/3 of our day, and food replacements and typical meals that I serve my son, and the system for doing that, and how to make better purchasing decisions, learning how to read the labels and see through the marketing messages to see the truth about a product. If you remember the example between the classic Lay's potato chips and the baked Lay's. Are you guys seeing how powerful this information is? Yeah, good. The big thing to remember tonight is that our children already have sensitive systems. I know we've talked about it a bunch, but they do. They have extremely sensitive systems. So when you load up their bodies with poisons and things that require their body to fight and process, then there's not as much cellular energy and capacity to use towards growing and developing. So for our kids, when I go through this stuff tonight, it's especially imperative to remove the toxins and the things that we're going to go through. So let's get started right away and dive in how to handle one of the most common situations that you'll encounter: eating out at a restaurant.